Hello, my friends. It's Jory with the Blissful Knowing, numerologist, intuitive counselor, and happiness coach, back again with our weekly guidance. I took a week off last week, definitely needed some rest. We've got a lot of rest energies in the numerology this month. Today, I was feeling even more resting. I was like, okay, it's a slower energy. It's kind of rejuvenation, taking time to be still and quiet, but I didn't want to go more than 2 weeks without seeing you guys and connecting with all of you and getting some guidance for everybody. So I am happy to be here and to be back with all of you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you will say hi in the comments. We are going to do weekly guidance from my intuitive decks, my guidance decks that I made. I don't know which spread we're going to do today. This is interesting. I couldn't get a good read. I'm going to blame Mercury retrograde or the fact that the guides want to show me. Hi, Sandra. The guides want to show me, show you how I use my pendulum for doing the cards, working with the cards. So I'm going to ask my pendulum if we should do our 4-card spread, which we usually do, which is what we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get, or if we should do the 3-card spread, which I really love. We did that a couple weeks ago, and that is, what am I learning? What are we learning? What are we moving towards? And what guidance can we take with us along this journey? And we'll be doing that, if we do, with 2 different decks. So my pendulum circles for yes. See that? All I had to do was say the word yes. And for no, it goes back and forth. You see how quickly it moves? It actually responds to my thoughts. I don't even have to say anything out loud. So pendulum, which I'm really just talking to my higher self, guys. The pendulum is not magic. It's just reading your energy. So it's not some spooky ghost swinging the pendulum. By the way, I do have these on the blissfulknowing.com. The pendulums are under intuitive tools. Guidance decks and intuitive tools is the shop category. Okay, should we do the 4-card spread? I'm already getting a yes. Okay, what we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get. We will stick with our typical, it's our default spread. I call it the clarity spread. It's very helpful for anything, for a general reading to do for yourself. Hi, Katie. Yay. I feel like I need a fluff now. See? Katie, you inspired a fluff already. First fluff of the live stream. So we're going to do what we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get from. My cards are hiding. Hold on. They're hiding under my pom-pom. I have a lot of show and tell right here. If you guys could see all the craziness right in front of me. Blissful Knowing, my Blissful Knowing inner guidance cards. Ooh, I like it. What we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get. See that little sneak peek reading? That's our mini sneak preview reading from my Blissful Knowing inner guidance cards, which are available on my website, theblissfulknowing.com, along with the pendulums and many other goodies, which I have a show and tell for you and I'm excited about. Then we will do our blessing to remember from the Zen Blossoms Flowering Intuition cards, one of my favorite decks. Well, probably my favorite of the 3, only because it has such high vibrational energy in the images and in the words, but this deck is sold out. And then we will do our challenge to embrace from its Valentine's season, my Hearts in Nature deck. Love is everywhere. Follow your heart meditation cards. That's what they're called. Aw. So that's what we're going to do. That's what the guides want. That's what they said through the pendulum, and that's what we shall do. I just want to tell you guys something because I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Last week we were left with the card for what we get was ground yourself, and I couldn't share with you my little secret surprise, which I'm just so ecstatic about because I have been wanting to do this for years. My friends, if you don't know the benefits of grounding, making contact, bare skin contact with earth energy. This is why you feel so good when you lay on the beach or you walk on the beach. It's not just the sand, it's not just the sun. It's the earth energy. We are meant to connect with the earth. It is our battery. It charges us. And we have been, ever since rubber shoes were invented, we have been disconnected to the earth. And that has affected us deeply on a health level and a spiritual level, I feel, because we are meant to connect with nature. We are a part of nature. So years and years ago, I have no idea when it was. I wanted to say like 8 years ago, but I really have no concept of time anymore. And that's one of our symptoms of ascension, is we really can't remember time. really don't. My good friend, Dr. Laura Conover, I've known her since before she was even, I gotta shuffle. I've known her since before she even had a blog, and she has become world renowned as an expert in grounding, in the healing benefits of grounding. Hi, Cheryl. I know, Cheryl, but that's what I'm excited to tell you. Hold on. Wait for it. All right, so Dr. Laura Conover introduced me to the concept of grounding, and I want to quickly explain how she discovered it. Her baby had colic and would cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. But when she would hold her baby, skin against skin, face against her chest, while Laura was barefoot in the grass, the baby instantly stopped crying. Instantly. She'd move her foot off the grass, off the ground, crying. Back on the grass, stop crying. Holy moly. That is an amazing discovery. So she has become one of the leading experts on grounding, and she's been in many of the grounding documentaries. There is at least one free documentary you can watch on YouTube called Grounded, or The Grounded, or Grounding. I think it's The Grounded. Crap, I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to find a link for the YouTube for you. But there's so many documentaries now about the healing powers of connecting with the earth. So I watched that documentary. I was so inspired that I immediately bought myself what's called a universal earthing mat, an indoor grounding mat. And I have been sleeping with this for years. My sleep is incredible. I have vivid dreams. I have one underneath my computer desk, and I have one also where I would sit and work and watch TV or whatever on my chaise lounge on my couch. So I am grounded or connected to the earth when I'm inside almost 90% of my day. I also live in a climate where I can connect with the earth every day. It's that warm. I could go barefoot if I wanted, but I want to be able to connect with the earth as much as possible, especially sleeping grounded, because then your body's really getting those healing benefits. It's anti-inflammatory. It increases circulation. It's great for pain relief. My God, when I had that back issue, that was the only time I felt relief, was having my feet on the grounding mat. So my point of all of this is that for years I've been wanting to carry grounding mats in my shop. And this year we need to be grounded more than ever, because we have 5 energy, which is chaos, and we have all these air signs instead of earth signs now in the astrology, which is way up here. So we need to bring our energy back down into our bodies and connect and ground more than ever. So I only have one left right now. That's the thing, you guys. I have a group called The Blissful Knowing, where I let everybody know what's coming into my shop before anyone else, so they get the sneak preview. So I'm down to 1, but I have more coming. So here's what a grounding mat looks like for indoor grounding. It's very, very simple. This is what it looks like. You just put your feet on it, or you can put it underneath your keyboard at the computer. So this little piece snaps on. There's a snap. And it snaps on this cord. And then this cord, which is very long, and now I have to wait because it's like, oh my gosh. Whoa, it's long. This little piece goes into the little circle hole in your outlet. It doesn't go into your outlet. It goes into the grounding receptacle of your outlet. Got fuzz on here. So if your house was built after the 1950s, you should have grounded outlets. You can go take a peek. There's that little hole, that little circle under the 2 prong areas. That is so that your house is grounded. This connects you directly to the outside grounding energy. It is absolutely miraculous, and what a health discovery. Holy moly. It is amazing. Grounding is one of the number 1 things that you can do, the easiest things that you can do to improve your health and well-being. Easiest, even if you're just sleeping and grounded. Thank you, Cheryl. I'm so glad you posted the link to Laura's website, intuitionphysician.com, because she has all the scientific studies, tons and tons and tons, talking about the benefits. There are people who lost weight just from grounding alone. So she's got all the scientific research. I'm not good at scientific research stuff. That's her job. You can look up all the information and watch. I think her documentary is probably on there too. But my point is, I was surprised my friends and clients didn't yet have an earthing grounding mat, because I've been having this for years, and I've been talking about this for years. And I was like, my God, talking to my clients, I can't believe you guys don't have one. What's going on here? It's been years. Get with the program. Get with the trend. So now that I have them in my shop, I can highly encourage all of you to grab yourself an earthing mat. Now, like I said, I have one left in my shop. I will link you to them in my shop, but they're under new products. So one right now in stock, but I have more on the way. So I will be shipping them out first come, first serve as far as how, who ordered what, when, you know what I'm saying. I got a little flustered because I got 3 cards at once and I got to reshuffle for the Zen Blossoms. Anyway, what I love is, like I said, even though I live in a warm climate, I still could not connect with the earth as much as I want to because I can't sit outside 24 hours a day. So I use this even in a warm climate. But those of you that can't go out barefoot right now because you're in blizzard season, this is amazing for you. This is amazing. Hi, Wendy. Yay! Well, there's one left. Guys, you go on the website, go on the shop right now, and go under new products, and it will be the first thing you see. But like I said, there's more coming. So I'll make sure everybody gets one. It's not a problem. I just can't guarantee you'll have it next week. You'll have to wait a week or so, 2 weeks. I don't know how long it's going to take, actually, but hopefully soon. I just don't expect to keep them in stock because they're flying off the shelf. So I am thrilled that you guys are going to have the opportunity to hopefully feel, not everybody feels it, I do, I'm very sensitive, feel the tingling. When you put your feet on it, you feel a tingling, and that's actually your circulation increasing. It's pretty magical. But it also gives you that calming feeling, at least for me, of laying on a beach. And that's just the emotional loveliness of it all. But physiologically, it's doing incredible things for your blood. And I posted something in my group, Life is Yum. I'm going to try and post some links to some articles for you guys so you can read more, where they did the scans on people and they could see all the different things when they were connected to the earth versus not connected to the earth. Just amazing. I'm so excited about it, you guys. I can't wait for you all to experience this and to do something that's so good for your health and for calming you and just to reconnect. All right, so that's it on the earthing mats. I thought it was absolutely not coincidental. It was synchronistic that we had What You Get, Ground Yourself as our card last week. And I was like, wow, this is perfect timing. And fluff, yeah. Katie. You're making me turn red, Katie. Okay, here we go, guys. We have our 4 cards. What we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get. By the way, I just want to say that I should be grounded during these live streams, and I'm not. And that's why I'm like, because we've got this high frequency energy coming through my crown chakra. But when I do a phone session, every time I am grounded so that I can bring in that energy and be very, very clear and concise with my clients. And I've never had a problem with a client not understanding me. Hallelujah. But I always tell them, if I wasn't grounded right now, I would probably sound like jibber jabber. You'd be like, I don't know what's happening. I'd be like rocket shipping off into those high frequencies. Anyway, guys, yes, I know. I might do it. I might start doing it for the future, Katie. So what we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get. Let's see what we have here. What do we have? Incoming messages. This one came up not long ago. Incoming messages. This is actually freaking perfect because I want to remind you all the numerology of February is highly intuitive. Highly intuitive. We have energies of 2 and 7. 2 is very sensitive. Have you guys been crying every day like I have? That too, I say, it's like being a cactus, being a water balloon in a cactus garden. I mean, it's like every little thing, instant tears, and I'm so annoyed. I have no patience. I'm like, come on, that's enough. How much crying do I have to do? Instant. One thought, and I'm total waterworks. I'm like, crap. Damn 2 energy. If you're a 2 life path, you probably have that all the time. Then we also have the 7 energy, which is the number of the mystic, connecting with those higher realms. Very zen, very spiritual, very intuitive. Hi, Joy. Yay. So we have highly intuitive energies. This is such a good time for you guys to work with your cards. If you have the decks, if you don't have the decks, we still have plenty of time this month. You can still purchase the decks and start working with them. They're very easy to work with, very self-explanatory. There's little instructions with the deck, but they're not hard to work with because they're like little basic training wheels. That's what I say for your intuition. They're very straightforward. So highly intuitive time. It's been such a wonderful time for me to work with my clients because the energies again are about connection and reflection. Lots of stillness, lots of reflection, very soft energies, not pushing forward because we have Mercury retrograde. So I've been telling my one friend who's really, really wanting to find a new job, I said, this is the great pause. We're in the great pause right now. So we have to just kind of be still and contemplate and allow and be receptive. So let things flow, and retrograde's more about going backwards, reflecting back to help you know what you want to do moving forward. Incoming messages is what we have. Your higher self is in constant communication with you. However, we must learn to recognize the intuitive whispers that are repeatedly being sent our way. Messages come through many avenues, such as gut feelings, symbols, song lyrics, random subjects being brought up in conversations, and more. Pay attention to the signs that are doing their best to get you to notice them. They are life's guiding lights along your path, and they are here to lead you in the direction of your desires. Now, a gut feeling. My clients come to me usually when they're on the verge of a huge spiritual growth spurt, and so they're like, I know I've had intuitive things happen before, things that I felt were going to come true, came true, but I don't know, I don't trust it. It's not that you don't have it. Everyone has that intuitive muscle, but you do need to strengthen it. You need to become aware of it, and you need to learn to trust it. So it's about having confidence. But one of the things I tell people is, how do you know if it's a gut feeling? If it's a gut feeling, if it's your intuition, it's going to keep coming back, and it comes from a different place. Now, anxiety is fear, coming from a fear place. So you need to be able to recognize the difference, because it's almost like feeling the difference in a note that you would hear, a higher or a lower note. A gut feeling really does come from that strong, heavier gut feeling that's like a reminding you. That really makes sense. Not really, but that's okay. It's going to keep coming back. It's not going to be threatening, but it's going to be gently assuring or tugging. I like to call it an intuitive pull, actually. It kind of pulls you and tugs at you, and it's like you can't let it go. It just keeps coming back. And one of the examples I used with my client the other day was that before I ever created any spiritual thing on Facebook, I was in my bed at 1 a.m. My office was downstairs at the time. And I heard, you need to make a numerology page. Just heard it inside my head. And you need to do it now. You need to go on Facebook and do it now. And I had a dialogue. I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm sure you guys know this story. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. And the gut feeling was like, no, you have to do it. It was like soul contract. And I was like, no, I don't want to, because that's my ego trying to control. And I heard, you're going to do it because we're going to keep you awake all night until you do it. And that's that gut feeling. It doesn't leave you. So 1 o'clock in the morning, I got up, went downstairs, and started my numerology page. And that set off a whole trajectory of being a spiritual teacher and connecting with people all over the world. So apparently I had a soul contract to do that. And it makes sense because my numerology has spiritual messenger and global and fame spotlight kind of stuff in it. So it makes sense that I had to do it. I didn't really have a choice. So gut feelings. Pay attention to the signs is what this card is really about. Notice those little things. And that 2 that we have is very much about paying attention to details, very sensitive to subtleties, and so is the 7. The 7 asks you to get quiet, be in a meditative state, and tap in. The cards will help you. Thank you, Wendy. The cards will help you. They will reflect back to you specifics right in your face that you need to know. They will give you that encouragement. So it's a really gentle but firm way of being really clear as far as receiving that guidance. The cards are there to spell it out literally for you, which is awesome. Okay, so I just realized all my little displays are on here. The next card is what we want. Whoa, let it go. Yes, okay, I can think of how that applies for me. Yep. There's always something. there's always something that we need to let go of, because that is the evolution and expansion process. We're shedding layers and creating new layers. You know, the leaves fall off and then we have new beautiful little buds in the spring. The onion peel, the old layers peel off. There's new growth inside. That's just how it goes, guys. Katie, I know. Don't make me sing. Don't do it, Katie. You can't make me. Let it go is what we want. This actually talks about the tree. As we evolve, we outgrow what no longer serves us. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in autumn, we must learn to release what is no longer needed. By doing this, we create room in our lives for newness. Whether it is a thought, a belief, an object, a relationship, or a lifestyle, the time has come to recognize whatever it is that's holding you back so that you can truly move forward. Now, we are in a year of 5. 2021 adds up to 5. So numerology-wise, we've got 5 energy. It's acceleration and expansion. It's accelerated expansion. We are all collectively ascending as the vibrations of the planet, the frequencies raise, and we align with what is really our true core frequency, because we slowed our ass down to come down to the dense earth frequency, guys. We are very rapid, joyful beings, and we slowed it down. We wanted to be able to see our manifestation process from seed to fruition instead of having instant manifestation, which we can do on a soul level, on a non-physical level. It's instant. You manifest as soon as you think of it, you manifest it, poof, and then you can think of something else, poof, that one's gone, this one's here. But on the earth level, in this material, physical, dense level, we wanted to slow down the process so we could remember and see how powerful we are. So my point is that we are now rapidly expanding, which means we're going to outgrow things very quickly. We are raising our frequency back to what it really always has been on a soul level. So not everybody's going to keep up. Not everybody's going to keep up. These cards are, oops. And so we have to understand that it's not personal, it's vibrational. This is a very big thing for me. I really wanted to put it on a baseball hat or a t-shirt. It's not personal, it's vibrational. I'm always telling my clients, oh, I haven't talked to so-and-so for years and I feel so bad. It's not personal, it's vibrational. You're just not on the same wavelength, you're not on the same frequency. It feels like walking through tar, trying to connect with them. It's not that you don't love them, but you just can't do it. It's the frequency gap is just too far. It's called the vibrational discord. So if we can look at it like, wow, I've just outgrown something on a vibrational level, and I always say the universe does the laundry sorting. It knows what basket you go in. It knows what basket other things go in. Let the universe show you and reveal to you who's on your frequency and who's not. That's how we flow. We've got to trust that. We've got to let go of guilt. Don't try to force connections. Allow people who are of like mind, like attracts like, that's physics, to flow to you. Be receptive. Okay, what we need. Here we go. Ooh, I have to shake a pom-pom because we haven't had this card in a long time. We have not had this card in a long time. Shake, shake, shake. I love this card. This card is so reassuring every time I see it. A solution is waiting for you. Oh my God, do you love it? Come on, love it with me, guys. Do send me some hearts because you don't have pom-poms to shake. A solution is waiting for you. This is what we need to remember. We need to remember there is always a solution waiting for us. It exists. It's waiting for us. It already exists. We don't have to search and search and search. We just have to relax, let go of resistance, and allow it to flow. Thank you for the hearts, my friends. That looks so cute on my screen, especially for Valentine's weekend. Thank you. Keep them coming. A solution is waiting for us, my friends. Always, always, always. What do we need? We need to remember this. Even if you cannot see it now, there is a solution to the situation you are inquiring about. The universe is very clever. It is filled with divinely intelligent ideas that can resolve issues in unexpected and creative ways. Ways that your physical mind cannot perceive of at this time. Relax in the knowing that the answer to your problem already exists and trust that it will soon be made apparent to you. I love it, love it, love it. I want to kick my foot in the air. I love it so much. We are in a 7 energy, which asks us to keep the faith. It's so important to strengthen our spiritual basis in the 7 energy. Yay, Sandra. Yes, in the blissful knowing, my friend, that's what that's all about, Katie. A solution is waiting for us. As soon as the problem appears, instantly, it's a 2-sided coin. The solution also appears on a vibrational level, and then through synchronicity, we keep our antennas high, we follow that intuitive guidance, the incoming messages, and then we are led to the solution. Now, I remind myself constantly how clever the universe is. I've seen it in action. It's amazing. It's magical. So sometimes I will have to pull out my none of the above, which is solution A in my mind does not feel good to me. I don't want to do that. Choice A. Choice B, I don't like that either. Universe, I'm going to select option C. None of the above. Handing it over to you, universe, because you are more clever than my little ego mind. You can conceive and conjure up incredible solutions that I can't even think of right now. So I'm going to hand it over. Surrender and release. Because the universe is freaking clever, 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 clever. So I'm constantly, when my clients are telling me, well, guess what? This happened. I'm like, that's a none of the above right there. That's what that is. That's a none of the above right there. Poof. So you can say, universe, I'm choosing none of the above. Neither of these choices feel like they would bring me relief. I don't feel momentum towards them. They're stressing me. They're creating more resistance in my mind. I'm just going to let it all go and let you figure it out. Be clever, universe. Solution is waiting for all of us always, always, always. Isn't that comforting? Don't you just love knowing that? Oh my gosh. When you start to look back too, really start to practice these things, you'll be freaking amazed when you look back and see how clever the universe is. I mean, clever. Clever is like an understatement. I wish I had a better word. Okay. Last card from this deck. What do we get? Let's see what we're going to get this week. Yay, Sandy, hi. Ooh, this is just exactly like what I was talking about. I love it. Bigger pictures. I need a pom-pom just because the relevance is freaking fabulous. Bigger pictures. What did I just say, guys? Looking back, seeing how clever the universe has been, seeing how problems, quote-unquote problems, I'll say challenges, have resolved themselves, sometimes quite miraculously, a lot of times without you having to push and force solutions. Bigger pictures. This is what we get. We get to zoom out and look back at how we have been carried and led. We have been held in the hand of the universe, held in the hand of God through divine grace. Look back and you'll see and know that that never goes away. That's what this 7 keeping the faith energy is telling us. Bigger picture says, you may not understand the reasons for what is happening right now, but there is comfort in knowing that a bigger picture remains to be seen. Even though things in your life may seem random, there is a divine purpose and order to each of them. When you look back at pivotal moments in your life, you can see that they were necessary to bring you from one point to another. Trust the process of life and know that one day you will have a clearer understanding and an enlightened viewpoint. Ooh, I love it so much because I love to bring up the story. Gosh, everybody knows this one, I hope, by now, even though some of you are new, so I'm always happy to repeat myself because this is a good story. A lot of you know that I was just taking pictures of hearts. Like I was finding hearts in nature. There it is again. And taking pictures and sharing them on Facebook. I had no idea that I would be guided by a friend, actually. That was an incoming message. She said, you should make a deck. She had made a deck, and I thought, oh my gosh. Within 24 hours, I had 90% of my deck done. It was just all coming together. I even knew I needed to go to Hawaii, and I didn't know why. And some of those pictures, Hawaii is the heart chakra of the planet. Some of those pictures, the pictures in this deck are actually from Hawaii. And so I needed to go there and see those hearts and take those pictures and get that energy of Hawaii, the heart chakra of the planet, in this deck. I had no idea that I would be making a deck when I was taking these pictures. I did it because it was fun for me and it was fun to share them. And I had no idea when I made this deck that I would be next making this deck. I was taking pictures of flowers. And then that led me to this deck. And then all of that led me to doing intuitive readings. I was already doing numerology readings. And then, as you know, that led me to my children's book, Love is Everywhere, Spreading Love All Over the Planet. There's my hearts in nature. So I was just taking pictures of hearts, following my bliss. And I had no idea that that was all part of the divine plan to lead me into being the spiritual messenger that I am today, the spiritual teacher, the intuitive counselor, the happiness coach, all of this information, all of this whole umbrella and having a shop where I can carry the indoor earthing mats. All of that was very organic. It wasn't something that I set out to do. It flowed to me through inspiration, through incoming messages, because it was part of my divine plan. It was part of the bigger picture. So life really can unfold. You can't get off your path because you are the path. Remember that. You can't get off yourself. Okay? So just allow your life to unfold, especially in this receptive energy, but you do want to pay attention to those incoming messages and you do want to take inspired action. Don't forget that. All right, so blessing to remember from the Zen Blossoms Flowering Intuition cards. Ooh, confidence. This resonates really well for me too. Just with this whole reading is all clicking for me right now. So I hope it's clicking for you. Blessing to remember. I love this beautiful gazania. There's so many gazanias in this deck because they're just so magical. They're really, really strong energy. But wow, doesn't that look like a shiny, sunny, confident gazania? My goodness, that yellow. Yellow is the color of our solar plexus chakra, which is our power center, where we beam that confident energy out of. We stand tall. We stand tall from our core. We're just beaming that energy out. So blessing to remember is that we have every reason to be confident. Why? Because we're here with a purpose. We're here with a purpose, and we have an internal guidance system that's constantly leading us, sending us incoming messages. And when we follow that, we can flow with the bigger picture of our life. So be confident because you have a built-in system that you can never ever remove. That's a guidance system that's going to make sure that you're on the right track. Just learn to follow it. That's the goal, to have faith in yourself and in that guidance, and trust that guidance. Trust your intuition. Blessing to remember is you can be confident. You can be, if you can't have confidence in yourself, have confidence in the universe, which is so clever and has the plan all figured out already for your life, like my numerology page plan. So let me quickly talk one more little thing about confidence here. That didn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying. Numerology gave me the ultimate confidence to live the fullness of who I really am. It helped me to know who I am on a deeper level. When I read in my numerology, when I first discovered numerology, and I read psychic, entrepreneur, leader, artistic, all of these things, coach, counselor, all of these things were in my numerology. And it flipped every one of those switches. It's like the, what's it called? Is it the breakers thingy? What's it called? All of them. It was like I allowed myself to be all of those things. I was all of those things, but seeing it on paper shifted something within me and allowed me to have confidence in those abilities that I have, in those character traits that I have. And those are all part of my work right now. So I'm able to use everything in my numerology, all of my gifts and talents and strengths to do this work. And that's why I feel confident. Because I know who I am, I know why I'm here, I know what I'm good at, I know what my challenges are. So numerology can really, really do that for you. It can give you the confidence and the clarity, the self-discovery, the self-understanding, and then that self-appreciation, self-celebration. That is what did it for me, and that's why I'm so passionate about sharing your personal numerology with you. And I do that in my intuitive phone sessions and through the numerology readings, the written ones that I email to you. I personally would start with a private session over the phone, because then I can be there to answer all your questions for you and have a live dialogue and interact with you versus you just reading things on paper. But either way, you can go to my website, theblissfulknowing.com, under numerology readings and do a personalized numerology reading. But I think it's more fun and more juicy and more exciting for me to answer all your questions and tell you what's going on, what's really going on in a private phone session. Anyway, last card, challenge to embrace, from the Love is Everywhere Hearts in Nature Valentine's deck. Ooh. Awareness is our challenge to embrace. Oh my gosh, we haven't had this card in a really long time. I don't even remember when we had this card. It's been a while for sure, but this works really well too. Why? We want to be aware of those incoming messages. We need to be quiet and still, like the 7 energy this month is asking us. We need to be quiet and still so we can perceive those subtle intuitive whispers. The reason why I picked the word awareness for this image is because you need to be really present and really aware to see a heart cloud in the sky, or you'll miss it. You know how quickly those heart clouds can morph. Woof, just woof. You have to be present in the moment and aware and paying attention. That's what this card is about, paying attention to the signs. Since we are in the 7 energy of being still and quiet and connecting with nature and connecting within, going into meditative states, contemplating, we can be more sensitive. The same thing with the 2 energy this month is more sensitive. This is the perfect month to really start paying attention to those signs. Now, it's always going to be the perfect month to pay attention to the signs, because you want to be able to live in the flow and pay attention to the signs all the time. But this month is a great training month for you to really start honing in and doing that, because the energies are more sensitive. So it's easier for you to pay attention to the details and those subtle intuitive feelings. This is the month, my friends. Again, if you have the cards, work with the cards. But if you don't, you can get them. And if you don't want to get them, go and be still. Get in the water, get in the bathtub. Stare at a candle flame, whatever it is. Get quiet and listen. Shut it all out. 7 is asking us to unplug. Shut out the outside noise and go within. It's introverted, it's introspective. So, lots of beautiful reminders that we are intuitive and we are guided and we are on the right track. Really, really lovely messages this week. I can't wait to connect with you guys. theblissfulknowing.com. Let's do a private phone session together and talk about your numbers, where you are, and help you strengthen your intuition. Let's get your intuition going. I love that. I do intuitive training as well. I also have these Orgone meditation wands that can help you tune in. I use these before my intuitive sessions. The amethyst and the black tourmaline will help you to connect. The black tourmaline grounds you. The amethyst helps you open your intuition up. I use these every time before I get on the phone with my clients, and I take notes for my clients in advance when I tune into their energy, holding on to these. But more excitingly for me, because it's fresh and new, the earthing mats, my friends. If you want one, there was one left when I started. It's probably gone by now. Plug yourself in, especially if you live in a climate where you can't get barefoot in the grass, you can't go hug a tree. Connect with the energy. But even if you have the climate I have, which I won't rub it in with the temperature this week because you're all going to be rolling your eyes at me. I won't do that to you. But I sleep with it every night. Really, really sleep with it every night. So it's something that you should have regardless of whether or not you can get outside right now. But especially if you can't get outside right now. And thank you, Cheryl, again, for posting the link to intuitionphysician.com, which is Dr. Laura Conover's site, where she has all the scientific studies on the healing power of connecting with the earth. And I will post some links for you guys on some articles and try to find the link to the YouTube and the documentary, which maybe you can watch this weekend, because 7 Energy is all about science and research and nature. So it'll be a really good weekend for you to learn more about earthing and grounding if you don't already know about that. Anyway, it's Valentine's weekend. You guys know I love hearts. So I want to thank you for sending your hearts to me. Thank you for being part of my family. I'm sending love to you. Happy Palentine's Day weekend to my pals. Please do say hi if you're watching the replay. I hope to be back next week. The 7 energy again is pretty quiet, so I can't guarantee, but I hope so because I do love connecting. That 2 energy wants to connect with others. Love connecting with you guys. Again, the website's theblissfulknowing.com. I will link you to that. I'm also going to link you to the Blissful Knowing VIPs, which is where I made my little announcement last week that my grounding mats were in stock. So you guys can know ahead of time and be the ones that get first dibs on everything too. Talk to you soon. Please say hi if you're watching the replay. I promise I read all of your comments, so I really appreciate them. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend and a great week. Bye.